Hello everyone, Merengue family. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on everything about Real Madrid. In this video, we have a massive bombshell about Real Madrid. But before we get into that, let's talk about some very important topics for our beloved club. Firstly, Real Madrid has always been known for its ability to sign the world's best talents while maintaining a perfect balance between youth and experience. In recent years, the club has demonstrated a strategic approach that has yielded great results. The mix of established players with young prospects has allowed the club to remain at the forefront of European and global football. The club has found that ideal balance that enables it not only to compete in the present, but also to look confidently towards the future. In this context, the name of Antonio Silva, a promising central defender from Benfica, has emerged in recent weeks. Rumors about his potential signing by Real Madrid have not gone unnoticed by the most demanding fans and football analysts. The player's agent Jorge Mendes has put the young Portuguese back on the table at the Santiago Bernabéu, bringing an opportunity that could be more than interesting for the future of the white team. Antonio Silva is a player who, at just 21 years old, has already shown great potential in European football. His rise to Benfica's first team was meteoric, although in recent months he has not maintained the consistency expected of him. Nevertheless, he is still considered one of the most promising young defenders in world football. His ability to anticipate, his aerial game, and his ease in playing the ball out from the back have made him a valuable asset for any team looking to solidify its defense for the future. Despite a slight dip in performance, the figures surrounding his transfer place him in a favorable situation for interested clubs. In fact, his price has significantly dropped from the initial 100 million euros Benfica was asking for a few months ago. Now, due to a context in which Silva has not been an undisputed starter in his team, his signing could be secured for a considerably lower amount, around 40 million euros. This price reduction has put the player on the radar of several major clubs, and Real Madrid seems to be seriously evaluating the possibility of adding him to their ranks. Recent history has taught us that Real Madrid always has one eye on the future, securing the signings of young players who can establish themselves as key figures in the long term. However, in this case, the situation is different. It is not a bet on the future, but an opportunity to secure a high-quality central defender at a more than reasonable price. If the club decides to take the step, it could be signing one of the continent's most promising defenders, which would be a masterstroke for Real Madrid's sporting project. The question is whether this player has what it takes to stand out in a club as demanding as Real Madrid, an institution with such high expectations that it demands not only immediate results, but also a mentality and character that fit its winning culture. One of the first questions that arise is about the relationship between Real Madrid and Silva's agent, Jorge Mendes. Although relations with the Portuguese representative have not always been smooth, the fact that Mendes is seeking a team for his client at this moment shows a willingness from both parties to reach an agreement. It is true that the history of signings between Mendes and Real Madrid has had its ups and downs, but the prestige and influence of the people involved carry a lot of weight in the corridors of the Santiago Bernabéu. Moreover, the fact that Mendes has managed to lower Silva's price at such an opportune moment makes this option even more attractive for a club that knows how to take advantage of market opportunities. Real Madrid has historically been a club that knows when to move quickly and when to wait to ensure the signing is the right one. In this case, the situation seems favorable to take that step with caution, but without losing sight of the opportunity. Antonio Silva's performance at Benfica is also an important factor to consider. Although he has not reached the level of consistency expected of him this season, his talent is undeniable. The fact that Benfica has decided not to retain him at all costs and is willing to negotiate his departure at a much lower price shows that the player, although talented, has not managed to establish himself as an undisputed piece in the Lisbon team. This could be interpreted as a weakness in his development, but it could also be an opportunity for Real Madrid. At the White Club, where some of the world's best defenders train, Antonio Silva would have the opportunity to learn, improve, and elevate his level. The Santiago Bernabéu has been a stage for transformations of young players who have arrived at the club with much to learn, but have managed to adapt to the team's style of play, becoming fundamental in the team's defense. Cases like those of Eder Militao or David Alaba are examples of how Real Madrid knows how to give confidence and time to young talents, giving him the opportunity to grow in a highly competitive environment. What is clear is that Real Madrid does not have immediate urgencies in terms of strengthening its defense, at least not to the same extent that other positions might require reinforcements. However, the club must think long-term and about the need to gradually and plannedly renew its squad. The arrival of Antonio Silva could be the perfect step to ensure that the Madrid defense remains one of the strongest in Europe in the coming years. Moreover, the fact that Silva is a young and promising central defender aligns perfectly with the club's signing philosophy, which has bet on players with significant margin for improvement, as has been the case with Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo Goes, and Eduardo Camavinga. The arrival of Silva could add to that core of young players who will continue to represent Madrid for many years, keeping the club competitive both nationally and internationally. If Real Madrid moves quickly, it could secure one of the market's smartest signings, adding a player with great projection and a relatively low cost to its squad. Finally, it is time for Madrid fans to have their say on this potential signing. What do you think? Would you like to see Antonio Silva at the Santiago Bernabéu defending the white jersey? Do you think the club should take the step and sign the Portuguese central defender, or would you prefer that Real Madrid bet on a different type of player to reinforce the defense? In any case, the decision of Florentino Perez and the white board will be crucial for the team's future. Undoubtedly, the signing of Antonio Silva, if it materializes, will be another demonstration of how Real Madrid knows how to anticipate circumstances and take advantage of market opportunities. The second piece of news is about a major signing for Real Madrid. Real Madrid, always attentive to the best opportunities to strengthen its squad and guarantee its dominance in world football, has set in motion a large-scale operation that could revolutionize its defensive line in the coming years. The Merengue club has intensified its efforts to sign one of the most complete and outstanding fullbacks in world football, Trent Alexander-Arnold. At just 25 years old, the English footballer has proven to be a phenomenon at Liverpool, where he has established himself as a key piece in the defense, and even more so, in creating play from the right flank. Now, Real Madrid has marked his name as a primary objective for the near future, and negotiations are already quite advanced. The club's sports management sees Trent Alexander-Arnold as the ideal man to occupy the position of a historic figure like Dani Carvajal, who has been a pillar of the white defense for years. The signing of Trent Alexander-Arnold is a strategic move that not only aligns with Real Madrid's immediate needs, but also demonstrates the club's long-term vision. At the white club, they already see the English fullback as a natural heir to Carvajal, whose time at the club is coming to an end. Moreover, his incorporation represents Real Madrid's commitment to continuing to set trends in world football, not only in terms of the quality of its players, but also in terms of its ability to attract renowned figures. At the White House, they are confident that the player can contribute more than his defensive prowess. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not only a fullback with great defensive ability, but also one of the best assist providers and play creators of his generation, which fits perfectly with Real Madrid's offensive philosophy. Although the player still has a contract with Liverpool until 2025, and the English club has attempted to renew him on several occasions, Trent Alexander-Arnold seems to have made a firm decision. It is time to take a step toward a new challenge. Real Madrid has been a club that has managed to win the player's trust, and he has already given the green light to the operation. Negotiations between the two parties are very advanced, making the signing seem increasingly close. Despite the great offers that Liverpool could have made to retain him, the right back has opted for a change of scenery, choosing the Santiago Bernabéu as his new home. And the best part is that negotiations between Real Madrid and Liverpool are not expected to be conflictive. The English club seems willing to facilitate his departure if the conditions are right, which makes the arrival of Trent Alexander-Arnold in Madrid seem one step away from becoming a reality. At Real Madrid, they understand that the incorporation of Trent Alexander-Arnold is not only a response to the desire to secure the future on the right flank, but also a strategic bet to face the next competitive cycle that opens with progressive departure of historic figures such as Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and Karim Benzema. The white team is in a generational transition, seeking to maintain the level of excellence that has characterized the club over the last 2 decades. Thus, the arrival of a player of Trent Alexander-Arnold's caliber is not only an operation for the present, but also an investment in a player who can contribute to building the next great era of Real Madrid. One of the key aspects of the signing to be formalized earlier than expected is the registration of Trent Alexander-Arnold in the league squad for the player to be able to compete in the 2025 Club World Cup, which will be held in the United States. It is essential that the competition gives the green light at the beginning of June 2025. This tournament will be an international showcase for Real Madrid, and the incorporation of the English fullback in that event would represent not only a luxury reinforcement, but also a statement of intent by the club. Real Madrid is ready to face new challenges and continue to be the dominant team in the elite of world football. If everything goes as planned, Real Madrid can make the signing of Trent Alexander-Arnold official before the end of summer 2025, which will mark a turning point in the club's sports strategy. For a team that has always taken into account the needs of its defense and has been recognized for its ability to renew its ranks with the best players, the arrival of Trent Alexander-Arnold is the next logical step in building an elite team. Moreover, the fact that the English fullback is willing to join Real Madrid's project also shows that the White Club remains an attractive destination for the world's best players, even in such a competitive market. The Real Madrid machinery is in motion, and the club's ambition to sign one of the world's best fullbacks reflects the winning mentality that has always characterized the white team. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a player whose versatility, offensive and defensive ability, and winning character fit perfectly with the club's values. In fact, the English fullback represents the modernity of football, a defender who not only limits himself to defensive tasks, but also becomes a key piece in creating plays and in the offensive transition. These are the types of players that Real Madrid needs to continue making a difference, and the signing of Trent Alexander-Arnold would be a masterstroke for the club's future. Of course, nothing is closed yet. Real Madrid continues to fine-tune the details of the operation and must be attentive to any movement that may arise in the coming days or weeks. However, the club's management is very clear. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a key signing to keep Real Madrid at the top. In fact, the arrival of this player will be a symbol of the continuity of the club's ambition and its ability to attract the best talents in world football. Now, the question that remains in the air is, what do Madrid fans think? Would you like to see Trent Alexander-Arnold defending the white jersey at the Santiago Bernabéu? Do you think his incorporation would further strengthen the team, or would you prefer the club to bet on other options to reinforce the right flank? What is certain is that the signing of Trent Alexander-Arnold would be a bet on the future that would bring great quality to Real Madrid. But as always, it is the passion that is the last word. The third piece of news is about a major change at Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane, one of the greatest icons in Real Madrid's history, has given his long-awaited yes to return to the white club after a pause in his career, during which he has continued to demonstrate his quality as a coach and the indelible mark he left on Real Madrid. Zidane feels ready to start a new chapter in his successful career, this time as the new coach of the team. Although doubts and rumors have multiplied over the past few weeks, Zidane's return has finally been confirmed. His arrival on the bench of the Santiago Bernabéu marks the beginning of a new era filled with hope and ambition for all Madrid fans. This announcement has been received with great enthusiasm by the merengue fans, who have always had a deep affection for the former French player. Zidane not only left an indelible mark on the club's history as a footballer, but also as a coach, leading the team to indescribable glory by winning 3 consecutive Champions League titles and demonstrating that, despite the difficulties, his leadership ability and tactical vision are world-class. His return to Real Madrid is the response to a need for stability and excellence at a crucial moment for the club, as the upcoming seasons present themselves as a major challenge in which a figure of great stature is required to guide the team in its transition and in the quest for new titles. Recent speculation about Carlo Ancelotti's future also seems to have been resolved, and the White Board's decision is clear. Ancelotti will not continue the helm of Real Madrid next season. The information has been confirmed by various sources close to the club, which assure that the Italian will fulfill his contract until the end of the season, but his cycle at Real Madrid will come to an end. Ancelotti, who was vital in the conquest of the 14th Champions League in 2022, experienced a successful period in his second spell at the club. However, the need for a new vision and renewed energy has led the sports management to bet on Zidane, whose return is seen as a path to the future. Zidane's success for Real Madrid lies not only in his achievements, but also in how he understood the club's identity. The Frenchman managed to build a team capable of winning 3 consecutive Champions League titles, an unprecedented feat in the modern era of the competition. His ability to manage a locker room full of stars, his composure under pressure, and his style of play characterized by control, creativity, and solidity have left an indelible mark on the club's recent history. Zidane is not only remembered for what he accomplished, but also for how he did it, always maintaining calm and class, both on and off the field. The return of Zidane to Real Madrid represents a great boost to the club in its process of renewal and strengthening. Although the figure of Xabi Alonso has been considered the favorite option by many experts, especially after his successes at Bayern Leverkusen and the potential he has shown as a coach, the arrival of Zidane on the merengue bench seems to be the most natural response. Zidane has been part of the club's history since his arrival in 2001, when he became one of the most impactful signings in Real Madrid's history, a move that marked the before and after in the Galactic era. His goal in the 2002 Champions League final remains one of the most emblematic moments in the club's recent history. And as a coach, Zidane showed that Real Madrid's greatness is not only measured by titles, but also by how it faces the most difficult challenges. It is true that many Madrid fans were betting on Xabi Alonso due to his knowledge of the club, his style of play, and his success with Leverkusen. However, the figure of Zidane is incomparable in terms of history and connection with the fans. Moreover, his return comes at a key moment for Real Madrid, as the club is in a generational transition with the departure of great figures such as Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, and the arrival of young talents such as Jude Bellingham. Zidane has the ability to shape these players and lead the team to new horizons, as he did previously with a group of superstars. His arrival on the bench of the Santiago Bernabeu is a guarantee that the club will not lose its identity of struggle, hunger for titles, and competitiveness. Despite rumors that Xabi Alonso could be the ideal successor to Ancelotti, the return of Zidane has a strong component of nostalgia and continuity at Madrid. Zidane is one of the few coaches who have been able to manage the pressure of such a large and demanding club, and his return to the white bench is a recognition of his legacy and his ability to lead with a firm hand and clear vision. Madrid fans have always recognized in Zidane that ability to connect with players and bring out the best in each of them, something that will be fundamental in the next stage of Real Madrid. As for Ancelotti's situation, his future seems to be already defined. The news that he will be the new coach of Brazil for the 2026 World Cup has caused a stir in the football world. Despite his recent success with Real Madrid, the Italian coach has decided to step aside and take on a new challenge in his career by leading the national team of the country with a great football tradition. This decision has not been easy, as Ancelotti is still very respected in the merengue locker room and among the fans. However, his departure opens a door to a new cycle for club. Now, the question that arises is, what do Madrid fans think of this return of Zidane to the Real Madrid bench? Do you agree with the decision for him to take the reins of the team, or would you prefer to see Xabi Alonso in that position? Zidane, with his history at the club and his proven ability to win titles, is a safe bet for the coming years. But it is important to listen to the voice of the fans, as their support will be fundamental to the success of any coach at the Santiago Bernabeu. Without a doubt, the arrival of Zidane is excellent news for Real Madrid, and his return will not only be an act of continuity, but also a renewal of the winning spirit that has always characterized the club. The white passion, always demanding but profoundly loyal, is eager to see their idol on the bench of the Santiago Bernabeu again, leading the team to new conquests. Zidane has said yes to Real Madrid, and the era of his return is about to begin. Are you ready to live this new stage with Real Madrid?